Welcome to my channel Natural Cures. High blood pressure, stress and obesity are common factors in diabetics. In fact, 50% of diabetics suffer from high blood pressure, which causes greater complications for diabetes. It is important for diabetics to have a healthy lifestyle in order to keep their blood pressure low and lose weight, as well as try to reduce stress as much as possible. Exercise is the best way to do this, especially low-impact exercises like yoga. As a result, many doctors and diabetes centers recommend yoga for diabetes. Regular yoga will not only lower blood pressure, but also improve glucose levels, increase insulin sensitivity and lower blood glucose. Moreover, insulin can cause weight gain, which is a problem for diabetics, especially type 2. Although this is a sign that insulin works and diabetes is under control, it is also a problem, so maintaining weight gain in the day is a must. Exercise regularly. Healthy eating TSY are key ways to do this. Yoga helps with all of these things, as it promotes weight loss and mindful eating, so it makes sense that yoga is also great for diabetes. What is yoga? Sanskrit translation of yoga means to unite, join or suspend. It can also mean communication, method and performance. According to 68th century-old philosopher and translator Sanskrit Panini, yoga comes from one of the two words, yuja yoga, to bind, or yuj samadha, to focus. In the context of practicing yoga, many believe that the yuj samadha perspective prevails versus asana, the formation of yoga, because focus and alertness are its main components. Indeed, ancient sutras Yoga and Patanjali 1.2 says that yoga is the suppression of mind activities. In short, there is no simple or final meaning to yoga, but realizing yourself and your surroundings is a good place to start, that is awake. In the West, yoga is mostly used as a form of exercise, focusing on placing your body in several positions and combining movement from one position to another in conjunction with breathing. The intention is to increase strength, flexibility and balance, which increases a person's sense of well-being. It can also include meditation. Meditation is great for diabetes, as it drastically reduces blood pressure and heart rate. In fact, research conducted at the Medical College of Georgia found that students who participated in a 3-month meditation course had significantly lower blood pressure rates than those who did not participate in the training. Another study that was completed in the Department of Internal Medicine at the University of Kentucky concluded that mindfulness meditation helps reduce stress and the risk of heart attacks, stroke, and high blood pressure. This in turn reduces blood pressure, diabetes and alertness. Mindfulness is the essence of yoga, which basically means teaching yourself to be conscious today. Ideas, movements, and emotions are thought from moment to moment, without judgment or plan. It is also a highly effective adaptation mechanism for managing diabetes, and it helps diabetics to adapt to and deal with their disease in a quieter way. Mindfulness also helps diabetics better cope with stress, depression and anxiety, and in some cases it can help eliminate these symptoms. By avoiding negative thoughts and feelings and replacing them with feelings of contentment and even happiness, it is easy to deal with things like stress, anxiety, and depression. In terms of diabetes, it helps people focus on the present and allows them to accept what they feel rather than trying to change it. Mindfulness is effective in supporting the management of diabetes and mental disorders experienced by diabetics. It has also been clinically proven to improve control of blood sugar, weight, and blood pressure for people with type 2 diabetes. How can yoga help fight diabetes? Many studies have now shown that yoga, both poses and meditation, is a great option to help fight diabetes, to reduce high blood sugar levels and help control blood glucose. In addition, yoga helps control stress, which also helps reduce high blood sugar levas. Asanas, Pranayama, breathing exercises, and meditation are an easy and economical way to help combat diabetes. Not only does it help control blood sugar, but it also improves the overall quality of life. Moreover, yoga helps reduce the risk of developing cardiovascular diseases, which may then reduce insulin resistance syndrome. Insulin resistance syndrome means that your body is not responding to the insulin it naturally makes, which causes an increase in the blood sugar level. This can lead to type 2 diabetes. The idea is to help regulate stress hormones, as this will help in both blood pressure and blood glucose levels. Even after only one yoga session, there will be a decrease in blood glucose levels. Indeed, a study that was conducted in India by Dr. Venugopal Vijaykumar showed that there were visible changes in diabetics only 10 days after practicing yoga. His research also showed that yoga helped reduce stress hormones and inflammation, reducing insulin resistance. He found that diabetics who inserted yoga into their daily lives would find it very helpful. Pranayama. Pranayama is a practice of breathing control, which is the supply of prana, life force. In Sanskrit, it translates to prana extension, life force, or breathing control. Pranayama originated in India as a yoga system to help focus. There are different forms of pranayama, each of which cleanses, calms and relaxes the body and mind in different ways. Pranayama is extremely beneficial in treating stress-related disorders as well as controlling blood sugar levels and overall quality of life. This was proven in a study done by the Department of Endocrinology and Metabolism at All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi, India. Half of the people in the study received standard treatments for diabetes and the other half practiced yogic breathing in addition to standard treatments. 6 months later, the group regularly practiced pranayama, significantly improving their quality of life. Nidra yoga. This is a state of consciousness that lies between waking up and sleeping. Your body is completely relaxed and you become increasingly self-aware. It is different from meditation, as focus is required, but only one. You are in a slight attachment to 4 of your senses, and one, here, is still connected to hear the instructions. The goal of Nidra yoga, sleep yogi, is deep relaxation in a state of meditative awareness. It is one of the deepest forms of relaxation available while maintaining complete awareness, and is a great way to help fight diabetes. Yoga Renew online teacher training. The Department of Physiology at the SS Medical College in Rewa, Madhya Pradesh, India, has conducted a study that evaluated the effect of Nidra yoga on blood glucose levels in 41 diabetics. All participants were ill hypoglycemia, 20 of whom also practiced yoga nidra for 30 minutes each day. After 90 days, there was a significant change in the average blood glucose level among patients who practiced Nidra yoga. Asanas yoga. The physical side of yoga will also improve the life of diabetics as well as help fight it. Exercise, along with diet and medication, was the basis for managing diabetes. Yoga poses are often mentioned as a great form of exercise for diabetics, as they replenish pancreatic cells, promote weight loss, muscle exercises and improve mental behavior. Basically, some yoga poses can boost insulin production of beta cells, increase glucose absorption in muscle cells, improve weight control and help create the right mental approach when it comes to dealing with diabetes. Yoga asanas can help balance and health all aspects of your life, physically, emotionally, mentally and spiritually. As such, it is an attractive alternative to traditional strength training and aerobic training systems. Additionally, this can be done directly in your home with little equipment. It's not as strenuous as many other forms of exercise, but it can burn the same calories and make you feel comfortable, inside and out. In terms of yoga practice for diabetes, There have been many studies to demonstrate that yoga has a major effect on controlling blood sugar, and as a result is useful in managing diabetes. One of these studies, conducted in the Department of Physiology of the University College of Medical Sciences and the Guru Tej Bahadur Hospital in Delhi, demonstrated a significant decrease in glucose levels during fasting after performing 13 specific yoga asana. Can yoga treat diabetes? Yoga works by replenishing major glands with diabetes, such as pressure glands and the pancreas. As mentioned above, some yoga poses can replenish pancreatic cells as well as reduce stress. It can also help diabetics control their holistic approach by learning about the effects that things like stress, poor diet, and emotional impairment on their safety and diabetes can have. However, can yoga treat diabetes? Dr. Balchinder Sinha, director of the Yoga Institute in Patna, India and Washington, D.C., says that yoga therapy restores the normal functioning of the pancreas and other glands in the endocrine system. When these glands start to function properly, the individual is fully cured of diabetes disorders and his health is restored to the level. He also adds that initially a patient must continue to take diabetes medications, but after 3 weeks of regular exercise he can gradually reduce them, and the end result is to stop taking them together. He treated diabetes at the Indian Institute of Yoga and found that after about 3 months they had completely recovered. Medical treatment for diabetes gives diabetics insulin that the pancreas no longer produces, but never cures them. How does the pancreas work? The pancreas is a gland located in the abdomen next to the small intestine. It produces and releases insulin into the bloodstream, helping the body control how food uses energy. It also regulates the level of glucose in the body. Insulin transports glucose from the blood into the muscles for use and energy. It also helps the liver absorb glucose and store it when needed. Type 1 diabetes occurs when the immune system attacks beta cells in the pancreas, resulting in insulin production. Type 2 diabetes begins when the body cells of the fat, muscles, and liver are unable to process glucose. The pancreas reacts by making the extra insulin, but in the end it can no longer produce enough of it. As a result, the body can no longer naturally control blood glucose levels. Yoga and pancreas. Almost every yoga posture has a therapeutic effect on various organs and glands, including the pancreas. By choosing to do the basis that helps revive the normal function of the endocrine system, you can help restore the normal functioning of the pancreas. To start with, it's best to stick to easily made foundations, and advance with increased levels of energy, flexibility, and strength. We'll learn more in detail about what yoga represents better for diabetes later on. What is the best yoga style for diabetics? We now know that regular yoga will help reduce blood sugar levels, stimulate the pancreas, and lower blood pressure. Yoga has also proven to be excellent for losing weight. With obesity the main cause of diabetes, yoga for weight loss will definitely help manage diabetes. But with so many styles of yoga today, it's hard to know which yoga style is best for diabetes. Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga. This is a slow yoga style that goes easy to the basics. In fact, most of the physical yoga practiced in the West relies on Hatha Yoga, but with modifications to make it its own style. Hatha does this by switching to yoga poses, with breathing control. Every movement is accompanied by inhalation or exhalation, and breathing is carried out while holding each of them asana, usually for 5 breaths. Hatha is great for beginners and diabetics, because it's a nice exercise. In addition, there are hundreds of different modes Hatha, so you can advance more and add new ones more difficult as you become more flexible and stronger. Iyengar Yoga. Iyengar Yoga is a practice of precision, with the importance of alignment and anatomical details. Yoga poses help for an extended period of time, so fewer postures are done in session than many other yoga styles. Carpenter is great for people with injuries, as props are often used. It is yoga that builds strength, stability, flexibility and awareness. It is a form of hatha yoga, combining poses and pranayama with over 200 modes and 14 breathing techniques. These range from full beginners to advanced yogis, making it easy to advance through this gentle practice. It is great when practicing yoga for diabetes. Restorative yoga. Restorative yoga is based on Iyengar yoga, but it is very slow. In fact, it's all about slowing down. You will only do 5 or 6 poses during restorative practice, but each pause is kept for about 10 minutes. This allows you to completely relax and fall into position. It includes front bends, slight fluctuations and gentle rear bends, all made with lots of drops. In fact, restorative yoga postures are not put on without using the brace, no matter how flexible you are. The main point is to be completely relaxed and to fall deeper into each position. It is a great class to reduce stress, and a great starting point for beginners. Vina Yoga. This is a form of yoga therapy based on natural science and movement. The positions are held for long periods and adjusted to allow frequent movement in and out of each asana. Each movement is related to breathing, creating inner awareness. Vina Yoga makes you aware of the way your body moves and works, with a lot of focus on basic stability. It is a slow and more suitable contemplative practice for people who move at a slower pace. How yoga can help manage type 2 diabetes. It's no secret that moderate exercise is great for diabetics, but this is pressure control. Yoga is a physical and mental exercise. It helps us stay in the middle, alert, and calm, which then helps to maintain a balanced blood sugar level. We also know that some yoga asanas can help us toward normal operation of the pancreas. As such, it is often recommended to help manage type 2 diabetes. Type 3 diabetes. There are more than 371 million people in the world who live with diabetes. 90% of them have type 2 diabetes. This type of diabetes occurs when the body is no longer able to metabolize glucose. This leads to high levels of glucose in the blood, which can be extremely harmful to the body parts. People with type 2 diabetes are unable to use the insulin their body has produced effectively. This leads to high blood sugar levels and may damage the insulin-producing cells of the pancreas. Type 2 diabetes is treated with diet changes, medications, and exercise such as yoga. Yoga for type 2 diabetes. Yoga creates mindfulness, which promotes healthy living and living in the moment. This is useful for causing healthy behavior changes for life, such as eating properly and staying active. Studies have found that following a healthy lifestyle will have positive effects on glucose levels. Additionally, it prevents obesity, which is a major factor in people with type 2 diabetes. The Department of Epidemiology at the University of West Virginia School of Public Health in Morgantown, West Virginia, with the Center for the Study of Complementary and Alternative Treatments in the Health System at the University of Virginia Health in Charlottesville, Virginia, conducted a review of 33 different studies conducted to demonstrate that yoga can help manage diabetes from type 2. In short, yoga has improved blood sugar levels, lowered cholesterol and helped lose weight. Moreover, yoga has been shown to lower blood pressure, promote healthy lung function, enhance mood and improve overall quality of life. Type 2 diabetes and stress. In 2016, the American Psychological Association reported that 80% of Americans had experienced at least one health problem as a result of stress. As we now know, stress has a particularly negative impact on type 2 diabetes, as the hormone that is released when we experience stress, cortisol, raises blood sugar levels. Stress has also been linked to insulin resistance, a feature of type 2 diabetes. Dr. Gregory Dada says the certified endocrinologist has an answer to help type 2 diabetics with stress: yoga. He came to this conclusion after much research on his own and found studies to prove it. One of these studies was conducted by Satish and others in 2016 and published in the International Journal of Yoga. The study found that among the 90 people who participated in the 90-day study, 70% were less stressful and anxious about living with diabetes after practicing yoga regularly. They were also more confident in their physical abilities. More and more doctors prescribe yoga to their patients as a way to manage stress. This is true whether or not they have type 2 diabetes. But it has been proven time and time again that yoga can definitely help manage type 2 diabetes. How yoga can help manage type 1 diabetes. Exercise is great for people with type 1 diabetes. Especially yoga. Yoga increases blood flow throughout the body, which improves insulin management. In addition to increasing blood flow in your heart, yoga can also build lean muscles and reduce stress. Two things are very important if you live with type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease that causes insulin production to be lost. Insulin-producing beta cells are destroyed in the pancreas, preventing the body from producing enough insulin on its own. People with type 1 diabetes are required to take insulin regularly to compensate for the loss of normally produced insulin. Type 1 diabetes is an attack on the immune system that can be caused by a variety of stimuli. A healthy diet and physical activity is very important when it comes to maintaining good blood glucose control. Moreover, these types of practices can help reduce the risk of other health complications. Yoga for type 1 diabetes. Yoga is great for body and mind, and it improves endocrine and circulatory function. As we know, it helps control stress. Due to the fact that people with type 1 diabetes cannot naturally produce the required insulin when pressed, blood sugar readings can rise, which is dangerous. Yoga helps relax the sympathetic nervous system, which helps the endocrine system. It also teaches you to embrace what you have and leave things out of your control. Type 1 diabetes is stressful enough on its own without additional daily stressors. So learning to accept disease and not allowing it to control your life, depression, anxiety and stress, is important. Yoga promotes mindfulness, making you more aware of yourself inside and out, as well as your surroundings. Additionally, it promotes healthy and conscious eating, means control of bulimia and/or emotional eating. Type 1 diabetes is difficult to control for type 1, but regular exercise, such as yoga, improves blood glucose regulation. This can mean that daily insulin doses can be reduced. It also reduces the risk of other complications that can happen in people with type 1 diabetes. Yoga will also improve vascular complications, as it reduces blood fat and helps control oxidative stress. People with type 1 diabetes need to be very careful not to do any strenuous exercise or stronger yoga. Slow yoga is the best form of yoga for people with type 1 diabetes. The best yoga poses for diabetics. There are many yoga patterns and thousands of different yoga poses. When doing yoga for diabetes, it is important to do as many poses as possible to stimulate the pancreas, as well as others who help you lose weight, maintain a healthy weight and build muscle. Pranayama is an important part of yoga for diabetes, and this can be done on its own, or at the end of your yoga practice. These are the 6 best yoga poses for diabetes. Its territory is Vakrasana. Known as the half posture of the spine, its ground Vakrasana is a gentle postural position where the upper body twists, while the lower body is stretched. One of the main beneficial areas in asana is on the waist and abdomen that stimulates all organs and glands in this part of the body, including the pancreas, adrenal glands, and sexual organs. It is also great for relieving constipation, back and spine pain. Dhanurasana. Dhanurasana, arch mode, is difficult to implement but excellent for stimulating endocrine system. When doing this mode, the pancreas is completely activated, so it is a natural conditioner for it. The act of Dhanurasana can restore the pancreas to its health. This is especially important for people with type 2 diabetes. It is also useful for thyroid, stomach diseases and weight loss. Uttanpadasana. Translated into English for a leg lift stand, Uttanpadasana is a position that is placed on your back and can be done with one leg at a time or lift both at the same time. This asana corrects pancreatic disorders, such as diabetes, as well as work with all internal and external abdominal muscles. It can also have a major effect on constipation, indigestion and bowel disorders. Uttanpadasana activates the entire nervous system and activates the inner cells. Sarvangasana. The shoulder position is an excellent position for controlling and treating diabetes, as it massages the internal organs, then activates the glandular system. Sarvangasana also increases blood circulation until the glands start to operate at full capacity. It is good for metabolism, increasing energy and regulating thyroid glands. For people with diabetes, this position will help to control blood sugar, sugar metabolism and improve the function of the pancreas. Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati, fire breathing, is a pranayama exercise that helps treat and control diabetes when exercising regularly. This improves the strength and function of the pancreas and regenerates beta cells. Another benefit of Kapalbhati is that it helps reduce sugar levels almost instantly. Bhujangasana. Often known as the Cobra mode, Bhujangasana is extremely beneficial for diabetics. It stimulates the reproductive system, stimulates the internal organs and extends the spine. It is also known to improve blood circulation, relieve constipation and stimulate the heart. The best yoga poses for diabetics. Yoga is a proven way to reduce the risk factors for type 2 diabetes by promoting weight loss, lowering blood pressure and improving glucose levels. Indeed, the pilot of the University of Pittsburgh College of Philadelphia study of the pilot on 23 adults, some of whom practiced yoga twice a week over a period of 3 months, and others who received general health education materials. At the beginning of the study, blood tests were performed by all participants, and again at the end of the study. The group that practiced yoga in general was happier, and also saw improvements in blood pressure, triglycerides, insulin levels and weight. Proven that yoga is a risk reduction method that can be used for adults at risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Here are the 5 best pre-diabetic yoga poses. Paschimottanasana. Also known as the curve sits forward, the Paschimottanasana is fully stretched, and even pulls and activates the spinal cord and spinal nerves. It is great for helping diseases such as stomachache, headache, stacks, back pain, and hip pain, and it is also known to be a positive sign of diabetes prevention. Uttadaparsvakonasana. Uttadaparsvakonasana forms an extended lateral angle, forms a stimulant that stimulates the abdominal organs and increases endurance. This position will teach you how to use your legs to stabilize your body, and at the same time expand your chest cage to support good breathing. It is also great for controlling blood pressure, which is vital in preventing diabetes. Parvataparsvakonasana. This is an extension of Uttadaparsvakonasana, which consists of wrapping the upper body on the other side. Parvataparsvakonasana, round lateral position, is a deep development that stimulates abdominal organs, such as the pancreas, improves digestion and increases energy in your body. It also improves balance and blood circulation. Trikonasana. Also called triangle positioning, Trikonasana stimulates all abdominal organs and is especially good for your kidneys. It helps digestion and burns fat around the waist and stomach, making it a great posture for those who are overweight and at risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Adho Mukha Svanasana. This is one of the most popular yoga poses, and is listed in most yoga sequences. Adho Mukha Svanasana, a downward-facing dog that calms the mind, improves digestion and helps lower blood pressure, is a major factor for type 2 diabetes. It also regenerates the body and creates energy and invigorates all body muscles. The results of this include asana weight loss, better breathing, and better exercise digestion and relieve fatigue. Begs to avoid when you have diabetes. Although yoga for diabetes is very effective and recommended in the medical world, there are some situations that are best avoided when you have diabetes. It is important not to raise your blood pressure or blood sugar, which means avoiding everything yoga poses may encourage this. It is also best to avoid practicing yoga in a heated room, as this can cause levels to rise. Here are 4 yoga poses to avoid diabetes. Sirsana. Known as standing, Sirsana should be avoided because of the blood flow to the head that creates it. This is not safe for diabetics, as it can cause high blood sugar and blood pressure. Chakrasana. Chakrasana, will position, is a deep back curvature exercise that also opens the lungs. It is a powerful condition that can cause your heart rate to rise quickly, so it should be avoided as a yoga asana for diabetes. Instead, try Seto Bandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose. Pincha Mayurvasana. This is a high-level yoga posture that requires strength, balance and flexibility. Pincha Mayurvasana, polished peacock position, should be avoided if you have diabetes, as it can increase blood pressure. In addition, a rapid rush of blood to the head has no positive effect on diabetics. Grasarata Padottanasana. Like many other poses to avoid diabetes, Grasarata Padottanasana, anterior wide leg bending, involves hanging upside down and is not recommended for diabetics. The result: if you have type 1 or type 2 diabetes, you should seriously consider yoga as a way to manage it, and possibly even alleviate all of the symptoms. Diabetes yoga has proven to be an essential part of living with diabetes and improving the lives of people with this disease. Like anything else, you should always talk to your doctor before starting regular yoga. When you're ready, be sure of that. Find a teacher familiar with diabetes and yoga for diabetes. You can also follow YouTube videos that specifically deal with yoga for diabetes. To read more articles on yoga and its beneficial effects, please subscribe and like and comment.